Hi, everybody. Welcome to Tea Time with Amy and Bev. Hello, my friend.
Hello. How is life?
Oh, life. Life is interesting as always. Uh, at work, um, we oversee a community event called First Friday. And, you know, like 9,000 people come to this. And so we just had our last one for the season. Um, Bittersweet. It's a love-hate relationship because I've gave myself the title of First Friday director because I oversee the entire process, and um, it's really amazing. It was great learning experience, interesting working with the vendors. I say interesting to keep it neutral. There are some upsides, and of course, there's some struggles with some of them. Um, all in all, an overall experience was great. Um, but again, the love part is I'm done for the season. And so I slept a lot this weekend. So yeah.
That's awesome.
And, to say that this is the last, hoorah big event. No, this coming weekend, I have another event that I am overseeing, and there's a lot of parties involved, and a win-win-win for everybody. And now, just moving right into that next one to solidify. I've been working on this one for months as well, and to solidify the details of that would be this week. And it's Sunday, so I'll be working on that today as well. But again, it's just one of those things that's just going to be, it's super exciting to have it and be doing it and overseeing it. So the rewards always are greater than the difficulties in these circumstances. So and so I just feel very honored and blessed to have the opportunity to be in the position I am with these events.
Which is awesome. And staying neutral is that's is so important. And I'm not always in that space. I can say I can't always be in that space, but I
Oh,
think maybe someday, but it's not today.
no. I'm not always in that space either. Because those moments when we're struggling with, vendors, I'm venting. I have to vent. I get it out of my system. I say the words, not very nice words, a lot of times and it's a way to move the energy. Is it the best way? Probably not. I'm not going to say it's the best way, but um, I'm being more in a practice of not staying stuck in it and hanging
Yeah.
on to the discord and the the anger of it, because I tell you, some of them vendors like really piss you off, and you're just like, ah, right? And I got to get it out and have a sounding board to be able to actually shut a door and speak my mind and say what I want to say to somebody who can hear me and understand me, and then move on.
Yeah, because it's an
And
opportunity for us to grow from it when we give ourselves a chance. And I'm not always in that space to do that. It
yeah,
might take me a little bit. I even got wrapped around something last night, and yesterday was such a beautiful day. Had one of my grandchildren's birthday. My sister-in-law had come from California for the visit, and it was just the most beautiful day. The temperatures were wonderful. Everything was great. Got to watch the kids all getting along. Everything was just amazing. It worked out great. And then one thing popped up in the evening, and it's like it stayed with me. And it's like I tried to come in and sit in the office and write like around 10 o'clock last night because I was just flamed at that point. So I'd already gotten from, I was in the red zone. And then it's like this morning, it's like it could pick right back up to there. And it kind of did. So it's like looking at that and walking through that path. And then when I get to the point where I can look within, when I can go within and understand why this is going on, I'm listening to Kyle Cease this morning, and he's kind of, popped in, and I don't listen to a lot of stuff. So It's been very beneficial. It's listening to all that information and recognizing it's not someone else that's there triggering you. I mean, it is someone else triggering you, but it's not to put a pen in their neck or anything like that. It's more along the lines of taking a breath and finding out, why is this triggering me so much? Why am I being affected? Because otherwise I'm giving my power away to someone that does not deserve my power. And then again, then I can go even deeper than that. It's not a matter of anybody deserving anything, because everybody is unconditionally loved. And so it's not even my process. And so then it's going into self, and how can I unconditionally love self? So it's been quite the journey for this part. And so, like, you get on here and you talk about staying neutral, and also recognizing there's a lot of shifting going on in the world right now, and we all feel it. It's like an earthquake in a lot of ways for some people. And it's like, no matter what, you can ignore it all you want to, but you're going to feel some sensations. You might feel maybe a little bit more angry. You might feel perturbed. You might feel sad. You might be there's all these emotions that are coming forward, because we're all in this place of release. We're all in this place of evolution. Even if it seems like people aren't evolving, they are. They're evolving at their own pace.
Yeah, and that's not always easy, is it? That,
No, it's not.
like for us, and it's not saying we're better than anybody else, but we've just been working on ourselves for several years now. And I feel, just keep getting better and better and doing my best and at being better and better when I show up in the world. And when you have people that live with you, or your friends or your coworkers, and they're doing it at their own pace, and the 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 struggle in that from my side of where I'm at now compared to where I used to be with myself, getting them to understand, you just want to take them and say, don't you understand, the quicker you get this done, the better, meaning their healing, the emotional mental healing, that when the sooner they can get that done and move through that, how much more joy they're going to experience in their life, and so much ease and less stress and all the things. It's not my job. I have to come to terms every single time I'm meeting with somebody. I have to come to the terms of, it's not my responsibility, and they're doing the best they can do right now. And they just haven't grasped onto either letting go of the suffering, doing their forgiveness, or um, deciding to do something different. And the only thing I can do on a daily basis is to keep showing up as an example of life is good when we can see it from a different perspective.
It's true, when we can. And sometimes you kind of have to walk through the muck a little bit to kind of, maybe that's the only way that you can explore things. One of the things that has come up for me is like feeling disrespected. So then that goes to that inner child thing,
Mm,
feeling like you can't trust others, feeling like someone's sneaking around on you, or not sneaking around, but that's not even the right terminology. Feeling like something else is going on, or feeling, whatever. It's all these emotions, and it's like it really has nothing to do with anybody else. It's all these old child wounds
yeah.
that need to be looked at, and find out why they're there. Because otherwise, if you're not looking at those things, if you're still looking outside of yourself for all the answers, it's going to be very short lived. The peace that you might receive in one moment is going to be very short lived versus going within.
Yeah. And it always, unfortunately, fortunately, I say that for both
Yes,
sides. Unfortunately, fortunately, it's always about yourself. Every situation is always about yourself. And it's like, son of a bitch, man. Again, really?
exactly. Because it's our perspective. It's from all of our filters that we've had experiences with, all of them, and most of them are childhood.
Yeah. And it's interesting. I think I've brought this up before. I'm a club president of an nonprofit organization that's huge. Well, we are a piece of a huge organization, and I've done so much work on myself, so much healing and within, and the things that have been presented to me already. My term started July 1st, and we're in November. Some of the things that have been presented to me so far, it's not like it's not a big deal. It's nothing of major concern to me. I'm showing up, I'm doing my best, And that's all I can do. And lean on the guidance of those that have been in the club longer than me. I'm doing that. And things will happen. And some of the members, especially the seasoned members, they've been in 10, 20, 40 years, and they'll come up to me and they're like, "Are you okay? Is there anything?" And I'm like, I look at them like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't understand what I do understand what they're asking me, but I'm like, the way they're seeing the situation, the way I'm seeing the situation, totally different, because I have done so much work on myself. And they're still coming from that, seeing it from a perspective of being victimized, like being attacked. And I'm just like, no, I'm good. What kind of like, why are you asking? Like, am I acting like there's something wrong, or is because I don't feel like I am? And I feel like I'm handling any situation the best that I can. And so it's very interesting to be in that space now. And I like to compare, because I want people to understand. Had this been 5 years ago, no, it would have been more of a victim side, not quite as harsh. But 10 or more years ago, oh my gosh, there's no way I'd be able to handle it. I'd be in such a different mental, emotional space that there's no, and first of all, I'll just tell you this. First and foremost, I wouldn't even taken the position to begin with. Not even a thought. Like, nope, I'm in the background. I'll be the worker bee. I don't want any position on any board or anything of leading any kind of leadership. No, thank you. And here I am doing it. And it's only because of how much work I've done on myself.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It really is awesome.
And it's not like an overnight thing. Like, this is years of working on myself. And people want to have a one and done. Like, they find the thing that they think, okay, this is the pill. This is the answer. This is the thing that's going to help me lose 10 pounds overnight. No, it takes time. Your mental and emotional healing takes time. And it's not an overnight. It's not even a week. Not a month. It's like,
it's a freaking journey.
It's a journey, and you have to keep taking the steps. You can't, you have to keep going. You can't, it's like, I've heard so many people over the past 2 years who have gone over and walked the Camino, which is a pilgrimage, and it's miles long, and days of walking, and sometimes by yourself, sometimes you have somebody next to you, and you just keep taking one step after the other, and you don't stop. And that's what this life journey is like, you just keep showing up, no matter how hard it might seem, or even how easy or how joyous. You keep showing up, and you just don't quit.
It's true.
And trust me, I've wanted to quit so many times. Not so much anymore. Back in the day, oh girl, it was an everyday thought. I don't want to do this anymore.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
I've had similar experiences as well. And then it's like, we'll kind of go into like the health wise thing. I've had something like 7 years ago, I had some, I don't know, how would you even say that? I had run myself a lot and wasn't listening to myself a lot. And so I got sick. And then, so even lately, something similar has happened, and it's been like the last week. Today's actually a week since it's all kind of transpired, and it's like the stress that our bodies receive need support. So, and the only way we're going to get the support is by supporting ourselves. I mean, it really is that support of self. But doing all that, that's why I said it's a freaking journey, because it's like 7 years ago, I didn't have the same knowledge and experience that I have now. So now when the feelings come up, I can identify, okay, I got to make sure I'm watching this, make sure I'm breathing as far as food goes, make sure that there's something in here because it's supporting the system. So I have gotten focused on things outside of self. And so self has brought me back into self by not feeling well. And so if I'm trying to do too much for others or to do too much running around or whatever it is, it's making me slow down. I don't have a choice. We've talked about recently, I don't know. Well, I'm kind of narrowing it down as far as if I want to go from a from a 5D perspective to a 3D perspective, I'm narrowing it down like the body needs essential aminos. It's like, so when I start reading all this information that I had 7 years ago, that didn't make, it made sense to me, but it didn't make sense to me that it does now. So, you process it again. It's like reading an old book, right? You read an old book and you gain new information from it every time. So I gained a lot more information, and I'm like reading this information. I'm like, holy crap. Like just the 9 essential aminos, if you put it into your body, would probably heal up so many other problems that you think that you have. But instead, we go to a doctor's office. I went to a naturopath, and that's how I even knew about this, because she ran a panel on it to check all those things. Most doctors don't do that. And then you start looking at stuff. If you're low in certain things, you're not sleeping at night. If you're not, you could lose your hearing, your hair, your skin, your elasticity. Everything can be affected by these essential aminos. And what is essential? It's because now I'm taking the time to look at it for myself. From a 5D perspective, well, from a 5D perspective, there's nothing wrong. But from the 3D perspective, I'm going up higher, because it's like I'm healing the vessel. And right now, if we all stop and take a moment, we're recognizing our vessels need to be healed, because we've been carrying all this junk with us for so long. So it's like a cleansing. You go through these purging processes. I haven't hardly been eating for probably the last month or two. I haven't been hungry to eat for the last month or two. So it's part of it. It's a journey. So it's not like anything was ever wrong. It's just a journey to the next thing. And so it's just being patient and just kind of following and seeing what little nuggets come up. Because if I'm like I was last night, I'm not solution oriented. I'm not open to receiving spirit coming in. I'm into all that stuff. And then Freeman tells me, well, think about the great, amazing, beautiful day we had today. Well, I was in that space that I couldn't think about that. I would try to, and it's like, well, nope, I can't do it right this moment. And you know what? That's okay. And then even like Kyle Cease would say, I'm angry and I love that. I've been disrespected and I love that, because it's not to be, that's how we become neutral with these things. So it's not controlling us anymore. It's learning how to be okay with those things, because they don't matter. Because did it really happen? No. But those are the feelings that we have, and those are just feelings that were brought up from before. So they have an opportunity for an outlet. So you don't have to carry it anymore. You can play with it all day long, because it can totally monopolize your time perfectly. And I had even told one of my daughters recently, it's easy for us to lose so much time in this moment by being stuck in our heads, by recycling stories that aren't even true. But we build this stuff up in our head, and it's like an avalanche.
Yep. I'm gonna say one thing, and we're gonna wrap it up because my battery's about ready to die and I don't have my charger. So I gotta get my charger. Kyle Cease, I think another reason why he says that I've been disrespected and I love that is because it gives you also the opportunity to say, I'm going to take ownership of this and figure out why I am feeling the way I feel, because I am being disrespected. And so it gives me the opportunity to lean into the healing side of it and look at it from I'm glad this happened, because it's brought up something in me that I've been storing in my body and I haven't healed it yet. So I think that's another reason why he says that, or encourages us to say it.
Yeah.
Right. I was abandoned, and I love that.
Yep.
Because now look where it's brought me to within myself. I was abused, and I love that, because look what it did for me with my journey and where I'm at.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna wrap this up real quick. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. Tea Time with Amy and Bev. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Spreaker, Spotify, and Podcast Addict. Sorry, I have to cut this short because I don't want us to get dropped. So any quick final words?
Have a magical day.
All right. Love you guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.